Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, you know what? I'm going to continue discussing. So I'm going to make this part 3. And it may go to part 4, it may go to part 5, but I'm definitely going to make this part 3. I'm going to continue discussing foods that can cause you to become diabetic. Definitely spike your blood sugar. And if these foods are in your diet, over the long haul, if you're not diabetic, you more than likely will become diabetic. And I'm going to continue this because, you know, I've gotten messages from individuals from the Netherlands, Japan, Senegal, Portugal, and a few others in Canada, some here in America as well, and the UK. And it's interesting. I'm glad that, you know, these diabetes podcasts are getting people to really think hard about the things in which they're putting in their mouth. You know, because you are what you eat, and that is a reality. And I do Eastern nutrition counseling with many of my patients, and many are also shocked as to the damage or certain foods that wreak havoc on their health that they thought were healthy, you know, such as, like, you'll get individuals that enjoy sandwiches or sausages for breakfast, and these processed meats are not good for you, for instance, you know, because they raise your risk of type 2 diabetes by upwards of 24%, because they're loaded with sodium and chemical preservatives that are terrible for pre-diabetics as well as diabetics. And even if you're not diabetic, I mean, it's steering you in that direction. You know, see, fresh red meat, that's one thing, but processed, let's say processed beef, processed meats, it tends to increase insulin resistance, as well as your risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You know, so you really want to be careful and look to take processed meats out of your diet, as well as, and like I said, like the ham sandwiches and the turkey sandwiches, and what are you putting it on along with that? You're putting on, more cases than not, white bread. That's what you're putting it on. And white bread has a high glycemic index. It raises your risk for diabetes. Now you're playing with a double-edged sword here. You know, you're putting processed meats on top of white bread. Double-edged swords. I won't even get into mayonnaise. Forget about it, because I'm sure you're wiping mayonnaise on both slices. You know, you're putting the cheese on there, which is bad as well. And you're really shooting your blood sugar through the roof. You know, and it's just like other things, like even blueberry muffins. Individuals love grabbing a muffin, you know, on their way to work or while they're at work, and sometimes it's in the kitchen at work, or you just like it when you see them in the supermarket. Hey, I could pack this with my lunch. Again, not good. First and foremost, more times than not, they're made from white flour. Now, you want muffins, you know, do yourself a big favor, make it yourself, and make it with whole grain as part of its product. You know, make a nice, healthy batch of muffins instead of just grabbing one on the go from the store or the side stand or from the kitchen at work. And another that I'm sure will surprise many of you, and I've spoken of this several times, is fruit smoothies. Okay? Fruit smoothies, especially the ones you purchase in the store. Make your own smoothies. Better yet, you really want to do one better than that? Just grab a banana, an apple, whatever, and just eat it. Just eat that. But making your own healthy, organic fruit smoothies is great. And then, you know, we also love barbecuing. It's another. First of all, you're more times than not, and I'm not talking about the chicken breast, but you're more times than not using processed meats when you're barbecuing. But now if you're diabetic or even pre-diabetic, you do not want to eat char-grilled meats because burnt meat, okay, is high in advanced glycation end products. Remember that. And this tends to cause insulin resistance while damaging cell receptors. Not good. You have to understand. As an acupuncturist, I understand that health as well. I understand that the wealth is not in the stock market. It's not in the bond fund. It's not in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your purse or your pocket. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. And it's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. It's in you. You know, here in America, especially in the South, many individuals love to eat country fried steak. Yeah, country fried steak. Because it tends to be breaded in white flour. And, I mean, just eating, you know, fried steak, breaded in white flour. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I want to say swallowing or drinking a bottle of glue with flour in it and putty and cement. It hangs out in your intestines and it's hard to get rid of it. I know something else many of you are going to get upset with me about and take it out on the Poor Acupuncture's My Life app. And if you don't already have it, download it. It's free. It's your app store. And you can message Acupuncture's My Life anytime you want, as well as you can learn about the many benefits of acupuncture and the many disorders in which it treats. But many of you are going to kill the app after hearing me say, stay away from cinnamon rolls. I know people are dropping forks, plates right now. Your listening devices saying, I've had enough. I'm not listening to this guy anymore. He's ruining my life. This acupuncturist is ruining my life. No, I'm not. I'm making it better. You know, because along with seeing your physician on an annual, sometimes semi-annual basis, regular wellness visits with your acupuncturist and eating right, forget it. Everything changed. Spiritually, mentally, physically, everything changes. And that's what these podcasts are about. In the meantime, stay away from cinnamon rolls because they're loaded, saturated fat and sugar. Doesn't matter if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, or you haven't been diagnosed as diabetic yet. Keep eating these things, and you're on a quick path in that direction. In another, and I'm going to really be as clear as possible with this, and I know I speak of organic honey, right? But these commercial honeys, you have to know what you're buying when you buy it. Not the commercial honey that sits high on the shelf in the supermarket, and even some of them will attempt to trick you and say organic, and it's not. You have to be very, very careful when buying honey. because if you get the wrong one, it just, all it is sugar-laced caramel color glue, and it's going to spike your blood sugar up to like 45 minutes after literally eating. Okay? So be very careful when using honey as a sweetener in your tea. It's the type. Just like the same, like even sugar-free coffee creamers, stay away from those two. Raises your blood sugar. Raises it. Okay? And the thing here is, it's like it's interesting that how many individuals are unaware that a lot of what they're eating, they're putting in their mouth, is not as healthy as they thought. And some felt sugar-free creamers, coffee creamers, are answers just as bad. Has some fat in its content, but you know, it's not good. You want to also be careful, and I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback on this, the type of popcorn. You know, you want to eat popcorn that's just strictly high in fiber, low glycemic index. So to do that, stay away from the flavoring, stay away from the salt. Now, I do sprinkle a little Himalayan sea salt on my popcorn, but people use like table salt, butter, and caramel, and cheeses. It's not cheese, it's just yellow glue, and it's sending your blood sugar again through the roof, as well as your blood pressure. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You also have to be careful with Nutella. Nutella, oh, people love just wiping that cocoa hazelnut spread across the bread, or even vegetables, and feel that they're eating healthy because it gave it taste. Oh my gosh, the sugars that are in that are not good. Are not good. Loaded with sugar and palm oil, which promotes high blood sugar and inflammation. Along, like I said, sit with an acupuncturist or contact acupuncturist, my life. An acupuncturist will make you aware of the hazards in your life that are contributing to the decline of your health right away. And it'll change your life so much. It really will. This is why I'm constantly saying, make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?